What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be doing an unboxing video for some detailing products. It's not a big order, it's about $500, but I just wanted to show you guys what goes into these orders and what goes into the services that we provide and some of the products that I'm using. So I do have my box right here. I'm going to be putting everything on the table for you to see. First of all, I just want to say this is not like a promotion or sponsorship with Carzilla, but I do want to state that I do use Carzilla exclusively for all of my detailing products. They're a Canadian-based company out of Edmonton, I believe, and they've been absolutely fantastic since I started. I've used them since the beginning of my business, and I still use them today. So I'll be linking all the products down below in the description so you can check them out, as well as a discount code for you guys if you do decide to order anything. So I'm going to pop this box open here, and we'll get into kind of showing you what we're working with here. So I kind of forget some of the products I ordered, to be honest. This happens. It's almost like Christmas when I'm opening these things up. But we're going to start right off the top here. I see these two. So we got the Gion, we got the Q2M Smoothie wash mitts. I don't know why they call them smoothies, but they do. I wanted to upgrade a little bit. I had some wash mitts before, and they were just getting a little bit old, and frankly, they weren't my favorites. One of the detailers I know uses these here, and he really liked them. I used them once when I was down there. They worked really, really well, so I grabbed a couple of these. So we'll put that right there for you. Okay, and the next step here, we're getting into some buffing pads. I see all of these at the top, so I'm going to take them out, organize them a little bit, and kind of explain what they are and what I'm using here. Alright, as you can see, we got quite a few. We go through a fair amount of buffing pads. For people that don't know, I mean, there's obviously a lot of talk. People know that paint correction work and polishing can be a little bit expensive sometimes. And hopefully this gives you a little bit of an insight as to why. So here we have a bit of an assortment of pads. Now this isn't all the pads that I ordered. This is kind of just a re-up, if you will, because I was running low on a few of them. So what we have here, they're all Rupes, by the way. These are the only pads I use. I've tried some other brands. They didn't hold up. These ones have been fantastic for me all the way through. So I'm definitely loyal right now to this. So we got to start some foam pads. So this is the blue foam cutting pad. This is what you use for compounding, some paint correction work, maybe even a little bit of scratch removal depending on the scratch. So we're gonna set these aside. The one I didn't order, but I will show you an alternative of it, are these wool pads here. Now these are the smaller ones. These are for my Flex PXE80. So these are the 3-inch buffing pads. So these are the yellow wool pads. So it's a step down from the blue ones, which means it's going to have a little bit of a cut to them, but you can use them for polishing as well. If you're using a product that can have a little bit more of a bite to it, essentially. So we got some 3-inch pads for sure. I do a lot of mobile scratch removal and work for dealerships, so I use my Flex a lot. So these 3-inch pads come in handy. So I got a few of the yellow ones for polishing, few of the blue ones here for compounding, and then a couple of the slightly more aggressive polishing pads, so the yellow wool pads essentially. And then as well, obviously, I got the 5-inch ones here, so we have the blue and yellow there. So I'm going to try to set these aside in a way that you can see everything else. So go ahead, maybe I'll put a couple under here for now. All right. The next thing we are going to jump into, I feel like this is maybe more than what I ordered. Potentially not. I think I might have ordered 50, maybe 25. So these here are really good. I'm actually going to cut the video for a second because I cannot remember the name of these, but I want to share it with you guys because if you're doing any paint work, whether it's polishing, paint correction, even just applying a sealant like a bead maker, whatever you're applying to your paint, you want a high quality microfiber that's not going to scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and grab these names for you in just a second here. Again, it'll be linked below anyways, but just give me 1 second. All right, so this brand here is called Detail Popo. I don't know where else they sell this brand, but I know Carzilla has it. They essentially have a lot of alternatives to what other brands have, but at a cheaper price essentially. So instead of paying for a brand name for something, now I did used to use the Gion microfibers, but they were really expensive. I can't remember off the top of my head, but man, I want to say that they were close to about $7 each. Just for good microfiber for that. And honestly, it's not really necessary to spend that much money. So I went ahead and I switched over to these. This is called like I said, Detail Popo is the brand. These are the Ocean Weave towels, 320 GSM. They're edgeless. They're 16 by 16. I'll pop one of them out here just so you can kind of have a look. But again, I use this for absolutely all of my paint work. Oh, anytime anything is touching the paint, with me at least, it is with one of these right here. So they are super soft. They don't have those microfibers sticking out that's going to grab dirt and drag it around. And if you keep these clean and wash them, they do last a long time, especially with polishing. Now, if you're doing ceramic coating, obviously you're going to want to use new ones, which is why you see that I order so many at a time here. Typically 50 at a time I order. That's because I do a fair amount of coating work as well, and I'm always going to use new ones, and then I just wash them and pass them down to polishing or something after that. So we will put those down there. I see a couple things here. I'm going to save one for the end because I'm actually going to be making a video out of it. So what we will start with here is I do have, now this might not mean a lot to a lot of people, but this is just an extra battery here for the Flex PXE80. So it's an upgraded battery. It's a completely wireless 3-inch machine. You'll see it in some of my other videos. I use it quite a lot, and I have 2 batteries for it. They last a fair amount of time, but when I'm doing mobile work, I really needed something that's going to last a little bit longer. So I got the next step of the battery up there, and that's going to last quite a bit longer on the run time as well. So it just gives me an extra battery to work with so I can do more work when I'm out and about. So let's go ahead. I have here, so I'll explain this one in a second. This is a black sponge, a black wash sponge. Typically don't use these for washing, but I am going to be trying out a new washing process. So we do have here Absolute Rinseless Wash. So from PNS, quite similar from what I've heard to something like ONR. So this is a whole rinseless wash process. I haven't gotten into these too much, frankly. I'm more of a fan of just doing a regular wash. But when I'm out and about doing mobile work, especially at dealerships and stuff like that, when you're on the lot, this is something that could be very beneficial. Don't need the pressure washer for it. As long as the vehicle is relatively clean already, it's not for cleaning heavy contaminants or anything like that. But I can also use this as a clay lubricant, so I can do a rinseless wash with this, and then as well set up another spray bottle for a clay lubricant, and then I can still do a rinseless wash, clay bar, and polish where the car sits. So that's kind of a nice addition here. I'm going to be trying this out probably on my car. I don't know if it'll be in the next video, probably not. I already washed my car, but I will be polishing it with what you will see here. And what we have, so I'm a big fan of, well, like I said, even the Rupes pads, I use Rupes pads, I also use Rupes machines, and their products themselves here is what I'm a big fan of. So this is Rupes Uno Advanced. So if you've seen any of my other videos or TikTok or any of my stuff, you'll know that I do use Rupes Uno Protect, which is a 3-month protective polish. And in terms of protection, it's more of a very light protectant, more against contaminants and rain. So it really helps the water bead off of the car. It gives it a really good gloss. And it's kind of an in-between step. So it's got a little bit more bite than a polish. Well, a regular polish has. I'll call it a clean polish, a polish with no additives in it. So it'll have more bite than a regular polish like that. So you can use it with something. You'll see sometimes I will use a yellow wool pad with this. So if the paint has some heavier defects to it, mine specifically has a lot of swirling to it. I've never really worked on my paint. You'll see it's an older car. So I don't take care of it as much as I should on the outside, but we're going to be going ahead. I'm going to be doing a Rupes Uno Advanced polish on my car. So I'm going to be showing you the guys that in probably the next video I'll be posting. So I'm really excited for this one. It's a standalone protection and maintenance polish. So this is really good, honestly, for anyone, whether you're a business. It's a fantastic product to offer. I offer protective polishes. Those are built right into my price. I don't upsell protective polishes. If you get a polish from me, you're gonna get the option. I'll lay on a regular polish if you want, but this always comes with it. So I'll always throw on some sort of protection just to help it stay clean longer and add a little bit of protection, even if it's just from, the UV rays and some dirt contaminants. So this is a really great product to have, whether you're a business or if you're personally polishing your own vehicle, if you have those skills. So I'm really excited for this one because it's the first time I'm going to be using this one specifically. They do boast that it's about a 12-month lifespan, which I'm going to be honest, I'm always a little bit weary on the time frames that companies give, and for a couple reasons. Those might be under perfectly ideal conditions. Maybe if the car doesn't really see any weather, it's sitting around a lot, so it might last 12 months in those cases. Now I'm going to say I typically shave off a good 25 to 50% of that time, just to give realistic expectations. So I would say right off the bat, if I'm going to give this to customers, I'm going to call it a 6-month protective polish, because I would rather undersell and overperform than oversell and underperform. So I'm going to call this a 6-month protective polish. We'll slap it on my vehicle either way. I'll go over the application, how it applies, if I'm going to, further recommend it or use it. It feels like it needs a shake. It feels a little more liquidy than usual, but that is what I picked up today. So let me go ahead. I thought I did get one more thing, but I probably took it out of my cart because I think I still do have clay bars at home, and that would be why I did not order one. So I'm not going to show the bill, just it's got my address and everything on it, but we'll set this box aside here, and I will line all of this up. So as you can see, guys, it was over $500. Let me just get the exact price. I think it was with tax $578.68. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat, Carzilla has better prices than at least anywhere in my area. So this is not because I'm spending a lot. I have wholesale pricing with them, and you're still paying quite good money for these products. But then again, I do buy higher quality products in general. So when you're doing paint work like this, here, I'll put one of these rags up so you guys can still see. When you're doing paint work like this, things do get expensive. I mean, these wash mitts, I think I spent probably about $20 each on them. They're microfiber wash mitts, fully synthetic. They're just good quality wash mitts. I would rather spend $20 on a wash mitt than $10 on an okay wash mitt. That's just because I use them so much professionally, and I'm running a business. Now, if I was just doing it at home, like some of you might be, you could definitely go ahead to your, Canadian Tire, Walmart, whatever it is, and get a cheaper wash mitt. It's not going to be the end of the world. When you get into stuff, especially like these little pads here, my 5-inch pads, those are going to run around $20 each. Some of them are upwards of 22 or 23, just depending on if it's wool or foam, what kind of pad you're getting. So you're looking at about, I'm just going to call it $20 for those pads. And then you got the 3-inch pads, which are still going to run you probably about $12 each or so. And they don't last forever. That's the thing. So I'm constantly ordering these products and supplies. And that's why some prices, for some people, they can't understand why a polish costs so much or this or that. But when you're ordering $500 worth of supplies just to kind of re-up, and this isn't even a full order, it's not all the pads I use, you can kind of see why things get a little pricey sometimes when you're using high quality products at least. So this was my order. This time I'll do some more product unboxing as we go. I'll show you guys some more products that I use because I have a lot more products that I'm ordering, tons and tons of products that I go through. This is my slow season, so you won't see too much right now because I'm pretty stacked up, but once the summer rolls around, you'll see tons of more unboxing videos. I can even do reviews if you guys want them. So overall, this is about a $500 detailing order. I hope you guys enjoyed that a little bit. Maybe you got some ideas for some products. Go ahead and subscribe for daily detailing content. And if you do have any questions, comment them down below. As well, like I said, just keep an eye out for the next video. I'm going to be doing a polish on my vehicle. So I've already got it washed. I'm not doing a video for that right now because I've done a couple wash videos already. Although I haven't really done a decontamination wash, so maybe that'll come up as well. But I'll go ahead. I'm going to do this protective polish on there. So I'll link it at the end. If you don't see it yet, it's probably not up yet, but it will be shortly. So just keep an eye out for that one.